thank you, and I want to thank Jean and all those who have worked so hard to put this project in place. And I think there are three things required in interfaith and collaboration. Number one is trust. Number two is teamwork. And number three, evidence. And what we've done in Nigeria is where we were able to put together a team. People trusted, and we were able to show some evidence to show that things can work. And those of you who probably know Nigeria very well know that Nigeria is the only country in the world that has almost equal number of Muslims and Christians resident in the same country, almost 170 million people in one country, 50% Muslims and almost 50% Christians. Maybe in some parts of the world you have more Christians, in some parts you have more Muslims. So to pull all this together with a language of over 250 languages and over 250 tribes is not easy. But we realized as people of faith that malaria, mosquito, was killing about 300,000 people every year. 300,000 people every year. And so we knew that we have something to do and that we need to engage people of faith at the highest level. We have to bring Muslims and Christians together. The Sultan, the number one Muslims in Nigeria, and the number one Christian in Nigeria brought everybody together, including our international donors who have confidence in Nigeria, who believe that something has to be done to address the situation we find ourselves in Nigeria. Unfortunately, what people hear about Nigeria is about extreme Islamic Boko Haram that is destroying thousands and thousands of people. But people don't hear wonderful things and many things happening in Nigeria, how Muslims and Christians are working together, how we are marrying each other, how we are celebrating Ramadan together, and how we are celebrating Christmas together as a people. The international news does not carry that. But how we are living together as a people should be made public to the people. And so, World Bank, USAID, Global Fund, they were going to put in so much money into Nigeria. But the problem was that the people were not using the net. Mosquito was killing 300,000 people, and the international donor agencies were going to send in a lot of mosquito net, spend millions of dollars into Nigeria. But the previous experience has shown that when they send in these nets, people were not using it. Therefore, we developed a language. And that language is that mosquito is a Muslim and mosquito is a Christian. Mosquito on Friday, we go to the mosque. And mosquito on Sunday, we go to the church. And so mosquito knows interreligious dialogue. And as such, if mosquito knows interreligious dialogue and knows on Friday how to bite an imam, and on Sunday we bite a pastor, and they will all die together. Therefore, we must develop a strategy that will attack malaria. And so we have evidence-based, as I talked about. Before we went into NIFA engagement, we had a situation where in the same region, one state that was not, NIFA was not involved, had 25% evidence, and the state where NIFA was involved had 51.6%. So our business is to ensure that we reach out to the communities. As of today, NIFA started in 2009, and I'm glad Jean is here, who was one of those that fought so hard for us to start. By 2009, when we started, until now, we've trained over 250,000 pastors and imams. We produced what we called the Mosquito Holy Book. And the Mosquito Holy Book is the toolkit that has Quranic references and Bible references on what mosquito does and what malaria does. And it will surprise you as a Muslim to go to the Quran to discover that malaria was involved in Quran and to see that there is malaria in the Bible. And we produce it, and so every preacher has the toolkit in his hand. So when they came for the training, they were participating in the training. And when they go back to their mosque and their churches, they were preaching and they were talking from that sector, from that holy mosquito holy book. Now, what made our work so successful is the level of engagement. We made sure that the highest level of leadership of Muslims in Nigeria were involved. The highest leadership of Christians in Nigeria are involved. And the federal government, through the Federal Ministry of Health, they were involved. So everybody came together as a team. And when I talk about a team, this team must be trusted, this team must work together, and there must be evidence to show that this team knows what she's doing. The faith community is trusted by government, the faith community is trusted by donor agencies, and we are also trusted by the communities, the recipients. And as such, when we come to a community, we get the pastors, we get the imams, we train them and move them back to their congregations. They became our foot soldiers that have helped. In the recent survey that is conducted by the World Bank that has just been released, it shows that the places where World Bank has utilized NIFA to do their work, it has scaled up. And so USAID has engaged us right now, and the Global Fund has engaged us to go into those states that have not reflected this kind of work. And so we are glad that the UN Special Envoy on MDG and everybody who worked so hard to bring NIFA together, the Tony Blair Foundation, Tom Woods, and all of you who put together this great team to respond to the very situation in Nigeria to ensure that 300,000 people stop dying because of malaria, that this work has been successful, and we are thankful.
Thank you, Bishop.